Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to the Mary D Talk Show. Oh, I tell you, just a second before we went live, I was sitting here going, okay, and I need to clean my glasses. I need to do everything. But anyway, welcome. So good to have you back. I know, let me first thank you, our live viewers. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, our replay viewers. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, our executive producer, Oliver Welch, my hubby. Hi, babe. Thank you to our sponsors, which is the Idea Club, theideaclub.com, frontpagepublishing.com, um, firstbookacademy.com. I'm always trying to make sure I don't forget anybody. But thank you, thank you, thank you, all of you. Thank you for being here because without you, there wouldn't be me. There wouldn't be a show. You're the reason why we have the show. The show is here for you. So, you know what? I didn't know I wasn't live. It said go live, and I said I don't know if am I live, you guys. Okay, then next right on here, you don't see that part, but it says go live. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I'm sitting up here watching another part. We're good. I'm still here. Okay. I want to get started. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, those of you that were not able to be here last week, you really missed it. But remember, all shows are on YouTube. They're all on YouTube. Whether it's this week, last year, now getting close to 200, I believe. 200 shows. I cannot believe it. I can't believe it because we've been live every Monday. I just haven't done the math in how many shows, but it's getting up there. I can tell you that. But just been here for you. Just been here for you. So those of you that have been here the entire time, we want to thank you, because you have really supported this show. You have those if you've never been here before, or if you have and you haven't had a chance, please go to YouTube and subscribe, like, and share. That's how the show grows. I looked just before we came on, and it showed like subscriptions over 2,000. I can't believe it either. I'm like, wow. So thank you, all of you that are really doing that. You're sharing the show out. It's no doubt. I mean, I can see it. Um, so it makes a difference. Ooh, hold on. I'm just like, I disappeared. I don't know if you guys still see me. Okay, I'm back. If you share it, you tell your friends, you tell your family, you're it. Let me tell you now, you're it. So I can't thank you enough for all of you. I was at a brunch on Saturday. So many people came up to me and said, I don't be they and I can't tell you. A couple had seen the show. I'll be honest. A few had. Most had not. But the one thing they said, even though I haven't seen it, I've heard about it, and I've heard good things about your show. That was heartwarming to me. So just know, even though you may not get a chance to see it all the time, it's okay. Many of you go on, and maybe one lady told me she has it on while she's washing dishes. Another lady said she has it on. When she tell me she puts it on her in her car, she puts it on YouTube on her phone in her car. So I was hearing all these different things, and I thank you to all of you. Thank you. That's all. That's the one thing I can tell each and every one of you is thank you, because it really means a lot. It really means a lot. Let me also say too, many of you, I'll say many of you, some of you are on the email list and some of you are not. You may say, well, how do you get up? Because I never know who's here that's brand new. If you've never been on the email list or you're not receiving the emails, you can email your name. Here, let me put it in here for you. I'll just do this. That's the number. This is the office number you can call. You need to speak slowly and clearly, and your email will be added to the email list. Why you may say, well, why do I want to get emails if I'm getting text messages? The best way to answer that is the text messages only come out twice a month. Twice a month, not once a month, twice a month, because I can only send out so many text messages, to be honest. And this, I'm gonna tell you how you guys notice. Some of you know, some of you don't know, but when I send those text messages out, we always have quite a few people in that come to the show. At least I notice a difference anyway. I'll tell you, I notice it. But the reason I pay attention to that is, even though the email goes out, we are more tech savvy. I don't know if it's because of text. When it hits your phone, we kind of, everybody, looks you, or some of you have yours where you hear a ding every time it comes in. I can't decide. I don't know. But I do know we react more to those text messages than we ever do to emails. That I know. So that tends to be what I think you guys like, is the texting. But I'll tell you the truth, everything costs. Everything, whether you get an email or you get a text. Somebody told somebody that earlier today, and they're like, "You have to pay for your emails?" And I said, "I'm not paying for the emails per se. It's the system that will allow to send out these thousands of emails that go out, and they go out all around the country. They don't just go out in Inland Empire." Because many of you know I travel. So when I travel, and I tell the people when I put them in the system, I said, you're going to be on an email system. Understand that if the emails don't apply to you, don't worry about it. Just delete it and keep on going. Something will apply to you. That I promise you. Just a matter of time. Like some other emails are coming out. I just got an email today. It's a Christmas party, December 13th, I believe. That Christmas party. There's an event on December 7th. So now we're getting in. Think about this. It's almost like they skip right over November, but they are, getting people signed up for their events now, so they know kind of what the crowd is going to be like. So it's understandable to me. So I'm saying that to say, now if you and your organization are doing things, you might want to get on that calendar and get out there to people, because people set their calendars. The one thing I said to those organizations for December, I said, I'm proud of you guys. You're letting people know early. You're not waiting till the week before to let somebody know this is what we're doing. You let people know they have time. One is a ball. Yes, it's a ball. And if you're on the email list, see, I don't send those out on the text. That's another thing. I don't send anything like that through a text. You're only going to get that if you're on the email list. Let me just explain. So for those of you that just get text messages from me, you want to be on the email list, because a lot more comes there than ever comes. If you're in the text system, the most you get is 3 text messages a month. And that's for the show, primarily for the show. The email list, they get a lot. I'm sure people here will agree. They get a ton. I sent the one out last night, which was very interesting, because I was very curious. The one I said, those of you that got the email last night, and let me read it to you. So those of you that are not on the email list, you'll know what it is I'm talking about, and why am I sharing this with you. Because, and see, if you're not on the email list, you would not have received this. That's what's important about this. In fact, because there's no way to text all this information out. It's too much. I wouldn't even want to be honest with you. So the title of it was Phone Banking for Democrats and Morning Prayer for Our Nation. That's the title. Now, what I could do is put I think I will do that for you, because everybody here probably is not getting the emails. Let me just stress that. So I will put the information for the morning prayer in here. So those of you that would like to get in that morning prayer, here, let me write this down. And I will put that. It starts at 5. Is it 5:15? Yes, 5:15. It's been going since October the 2nd. It will last until November the 5th at 5:15 a.m. You can go in their Facebook group, but I'm going to give you the Zoom, because that's probably the easiest one. And it is, I'll say it out loud as I'm doing it. The ID is 876 55356 6119. Okay, let me say it again. This is if you would like, it's called 30 Days to Rock the Boat, and it's a daily prayer countdown. It started October 2nd. It ends November the 5th. It starts at 5:15 a.m. I don't think it lasts over 15, maybe 20 minutes probably. I don't really know. I haven't been on it, but I just, in fact, I should have set my alarm, which I am now, to get on it. But it is on every morning, I believe, until every morning, 5:15 a.m. So let me give it to you again, then I'll give you the passcode. The meeting ID 876 5356 6119. Okay. The passcode is WWW. I'm sorry. WW. It's all uppercase. BWN. So it's all uppercase. WWBWNORCAL. Okay, let me say it again, and I'll put it in the chat. It's for the passcode. This is all on Zoom. All uppercase letters. WW, BW, and then it's NORCAL for NorCal. Okay. Now, if you live in Northern California, they're having an in-person prayer event, and it's on Saturday, November the 2nd. And I'm sure if you go to that Zoom call, you can find more about it then. And I'm going to put all this in our chat. But that's why I said it's a huge difference between the text and the emails. So if you're interested in getting on the emails, you can call, or or you can email, whichever one you feel comfortable with. But you want to get on the emails. Let me just stress that. You really do. The emails, in my opinion, really, really give you a ton of information. You can send me an email here, mary@marydwelch.com, and you'll be added to the email list. Okay. Oh, let me put this in the chat for you. I almost forgot. I don't want to forget this because I don't want anybody. And then I always put, this is up for you. I'll put it's Mary@MaryDWelch, for those of you that didn't get the email. And then vote.gov. I always put that up for you guys. And in everything, and if you didn't already know it, the goal is to share it. The goal is never to keep it to yourself, because what good does that do? That's why you notice many of you and I know I saw Elaine, I saw Nanette and Elaine, and they both are on the email. I'm pretty sure Nanette is. I know Elaine is. Why I'm saying that to say those ladies already do it. They already share. That's one thing I say about Elaine. If Elaine knows about a scholarship, she's going to let everybody in the world know about it. Because what good is it for her to know about it if she's not sharing it with other people? That's the key. In my opinion, that's the key. That's just the key. If you just keep that in mind. Oh, that's for Sharon. That was who the speaker was last week, is Sharon Gilmore. Excellent, excellent speaker. And I'll put this back up. Now, let me put this in for you. If you are interested in the Zoom, I'll put it up for you. It's Zoom. It's it's prayer. And they're praying for our country. They're praying for what's going on politically, which we're going to talk about today. Zoom. Let me put this in here for you. So I'm going to put, those of you that, if you already get the email, you don't need this. I'll be honest, because you already received the email on it. 5356. I'm sorry. 5356 6119. And then you need the code, the passcode, which is W all caps. Hold on. WWBW. And that's for Black Women Win. And then NorCal, NORCAL. Okay. So it's a prayer call. Hold on. Let me put that prayer call at 5:15 a.m. every morning. Now, oh, hold on. Take something out so I can put this. I will take it out though. Here we go. Let me do this. Um, let's see if it'll let me. There we go. There we go. Prayer call 5:15 a.m. every morning. Zoom. There's the ID and then there's the passcode. Make sure. Okay. Now, I want to make sure I had that correctly before we go on. I want to say hi, Elaine. I know I missed the meeting today. Sorry about that. What did I miss, Elaine? The WAG meeting today. Let's vote if you haven't already. Okay. Now, Oliver and I have already voted. We did. We voted early. We try to we vote and then I get a text from the register of voters. I don't know if everybody does that. I have no idea. I just know that's what comes to us. So if you haven't already voted, ladies and gentlemen, Elaine's reminding us to make sure you vote. Make sure you vote. Please do. This is, to me, well, we'll talk about it, but it's unprecedented where we are history-wise. That has come to this. But hello, hi Nanette. Hello, Mary and everyone. Always good to see you. Always good to see Elaine. Elaine, I'd hate that I missed the meeting though. I'm gonna have to I'll be on next Monday. You're on the email and you posted last week's YouTube show. Oh, thank you. You go, Nanette. Thank you, Nanette. It's appreciated. I appreciate you. I do. And I don't know. That's a very good question. If anybody knows about a Southern California, or there may be a national, I don't know. That one was emailed to me. If you have, those of you, almost everything I get, somebody sends it to me. That's pretty much how everything that you see gets out. It comes to me, then boom. What do? I circulate it. I send it out. As you saw, the last email was very long. The one I just sent about, it was if you want to do any calls, anything like that. It gave you, I tried to give, as they say, I threw everything in there, including the kitchen sink, on how you could help with this campaign and this, if you like, in any way you want to help. If it's make a donation, if it's go door to door, if it's make phone calls. They even have apps you can have on your phone. There's so many things that they do. And I sat there, I said, you got to share this. But let me add this also, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse me for that. I prayed over that for I sent those of you that saw that email that went, because I understand it makes me and my husband a target. That was my hesitation about it. It's like, okay, you send this out, that makes you and Oliver targets. That's what it does. And then, but another part of me said, okay, you don't send it out, then you will always wonder what would have happened if you had sent it out. Does that make sense to everybody? That was my thinking. And I said, okay, then you need to err on sending it out. That's where you need to err on that side. Because you don't want to ever wake up and say, oh, I wish I had sent that email out. I wish I had done. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear the wishes, the woulda, coulda, shoulda. Everybody know the woulda, coulda, shoulda. I didn't want to hear that. So I sent it. So if you're on the email list, then you received one of those emails that had, when I tell you, it was a plethora of, of all kinds of things you could get involved in. And that was intentional. If you may say, well, I don't want to get involved in anything, that's fine. But I promise you, because I've had people call me and say, where's the office in Riverside? Where can I get the Harris Waltz office? Where do I get the sign? Where I've had them do that. So I do know people were looking and searching. And I honestly don't know where it is in Riverside, to be honest with you. But that email, somebody in that email should know. Let me say that. Because the email went through it would battleground states and said, if you want to go door to door, you can do it. If you want to, whatever it is you want to do. But what we're talking about today, the title of today's show is really what happens after November 5th. Because we are how many days away now? We're only, I think it's 8. I think today is 8 days because tomorrow is 7 days. We're literally 1 week away. So I just thought, I was watching the news on my way in here before I came on the show, and they were saying how everybody's lawyering up and everybody this. And I'm just listening to this going, I remember not that long ago, we would have elections and the turnout would be so bad till people would be, it was almost like there should have never been an election. It was so poor of the numbers. What I think we're seeing, and I think in some ways this can be good, is the resurgence of people really becoming more involved in the political process. That's there. If there's ever a plus, that's it. What's going to happen after this election? Now, let's say she wins. Our vice president becomes the president. Now what? I want to hear your comments. Because I personally know people, they've already bought tickets for the inauguration to Washington, D.C. They already have the airline tickets. They already have the hotel room booked. They have it all done. It's all done. It's all they need to do is have the election, and they're good. And win, not just have the election, but win. Now, my question to you, what happens if she does not win? Because we talk about if she does win. I think that's what they made their reservations, betting on that. They made their reservations the minute she was announced. People called that night and made reservations that day. So if she wins, how is this country any different than it is now? And if she doesn't win, how is the country any different than it is now? Let's see what you guys are saying. Your comments first. Nanette, let me see. Okay, you got your email. No, I don't know about the Soul. If anybody knows about the Soul Care Southern Cal prayer group, please let us know. Many times when it's these kind of groups like this on Zoom, I don't think it matters because you're on Zoom. I don't know that it would matter. So in the interim, you know what? Unless you want to start one, Nanette, you can start one. And you start one, send me a flyer, have it on Zoom. Hey, I promise you, people will show up. They'll show up. The email and all those great groups. Oh, thank you, Nanette. Nanette, come on, Nanette. I'm looking at you. I'm like, yes, because I'm glad you liked it. That was many of you know the big emails. Black History Month, I sent an email out. It had 15 flyers. I'm not kidding. 15. And I said, I can't do that anymore. It was actually too big to go out like that. So, no, I'll do something else. I can't do that because it was too big. So, or I'll do part 1. It's like, this is part 1 of 3. And I'll put like 5 in 1 like that because I'll never do that again. But it was just too much. But I would say, okay, I see you're clapping. VP becomes president. Prayer answered. Okay. I'm on that team. But now you said if VP lose, there will be a need for a national. You know what I think? Yes, we will. But the first time, think about this. The first time Trump became president, he really didn't know what he was doing. Let's just be honest. He didn't know. He didn't have a clue. He knew the president was powerful. He didn't know how powerful. Now he knows. It's almost like being president of the world, to a certain extent. Now he knows the power of that presidency. Now he knows what that position can do. That's the difference. There's a big difference. It's just like when we start a new job. When you start a new job, it takes you a little while to learn the job. But once you learn it, it's like, okay, now I see I can do this, I can do that, it's a different world. And that's where we are now. Now we're with someone who knows what that job can do. And that's a totally different reality. I know many people haven't voted. I was at a meeting yesterday, and honestly, it may have only been two. It was about 22 people at the meeting, and I'm gonna say only two of us, I think, had voted out of 22. So 20 people in the meeting have not voted. And I had voter cards that just a reminder to vote, and I gave those out and just told them, just keep this vote. Basically, is what it comes down to. And so they were very, appreciative of the card as of the reminder. So I just was doing that because, not that they weren't going to vote, they were. There's no doubt in my mind they were going to vote, but I still think it was one of those nice little, you know, touches of saying, don't forget to vote type thing. And then one gentleman said, well, I vote the day of. And I said, oh, that's fine. I said, I don't do that. I'm not doing that because I'm not standing in those long lines. I'm not doing none of that. Not when I don't have to. Why would I want to do that? And I'm like, that's what I couldn't understand. It's just like, okay. But everybody has to do what's right for them. It's not for me to tell him not. If you want to stand in the line, stand in it. I'm good. I have no desire to do that. And we talked to our in-laws back in, they live in Atlanta, and they said they had to stand in line to vote. They've already voted though, but they stood in line. I think the best thing they've ever done is that you can vote early. That I remember when you could only vote the day of. I'm old enough to remember that. Who wants to do that? That's no. We should be beyond that. I wish I could say, which we are not, and we may never be, and that is to be able to vote by electronically. I don't know if we're ever going to get there like that because there's so many things they can do to manipulate till you don't really know what's going on when you vote electronically. So it's probably better that the way we're voting is probably the best way to give people time. Like every state opened up, when they could vote early voting and things like that, or you vote by mail and you can go in and everything, whatever it is. Some places I think you have to actually go in the day of. I don't know what states you have to wait and go in those days though. But Nanette, you said something here. We didn't know whether either when TFG became president for the first time. So now you're saying who is this to became president for the first time? It's not. No, I don't know who that is because that's not Obama. That's not. Who is that? Let me think. You have to spell it out. Nanette said, I'm working through some issues on the ballot to finish my voting process, but my vote and my daughter's vote will be in early. Yeah. Because it takes time to vote. It took time for me. It just wasn't a quick thing because I'm looking up the propositions and all that. It took time. So I would caution everyone to take your time. Don't rush through it. Don't do it. Oh, okay. You are too funny. The former guy. I know. This is really, but let me say this though. I will say this. This is a good example of one person. Think about this. That one person has energized this country because people were very lackadaisical about voting. I mean, it was pretty much like, I don't see it anymore. I don't see, and they said what is it going to be over 50% or something? I forget. Registered voters. The numbers are they said it never reached. I don't know if it's going to reach as the highest ever in history. I don't know, but I do know it wouldn't surprise me if it does. If they come back and say this is the largest number of eligible voters to ever vote in the history of the United States, I would not be surprised. Not at all. Because people are so don't watch TV. I'm laughing because my sister-in-law, as they say, God rest her soul. My sister-in-law, She would get up in the morning and turn on MSNBC and CNN and flip between the two of them all day. And so I'm talking to her, and she would tell me, she goes, Mary, my blood pressure is, and her name was Amelia. I said, Amelia, if you don't turn that TV off, she said, I want to stop watching it. I can't stop watching it. But now, guess who's watching it? Moi. I watch it. I go, I have to walk out the room because it will get you, it gets your body just going with all this. So I would tell you, like I said, what do you think is gonna? Okay, let's say that what do they call? They don't want to call him by his name. Our former president. I like that. Our former president. Let's say our former president wins. How will your life change with him in the White House? Because I'm gonna tell you, this news has brought. You have to be sleeping under a rock to not know what's going on now, politically, and not. I'm gonna tell you, as they say, down ballot. It's not just the top, not just the president that's at stake here. You have House seats, you have Senate seats, you have so much going. It's not just like one thing. And then you have people that vote for the president in or the position for president, and then will vote for senator from a whole different party. You have that going on. You have I think what they call it, split ballot. You have so many things to look at and so many things to be aware of. It has heightened in my opinion, our perspective of politics. I think in some way, some people say, oh, they don't like it. I think it has energized us to a level that I cannot. Remember, I'm a retired history teacher. I remember when they would vote, and it would be 30%. 30% of the eligible voters voted. 30%. And they would talk about only this many people voted. There was one position, and they're actually in Sacramento now. They won their seat by 12 votes. A dozen people, think about this, how close, a dozen more people voted for that candidate than vote for the other candidate. That's all it took. 12 votes. 12 people that cast the vote in favor of them. Yes, I mean, I don't think it's going to come to that. But if you really, really think about it, when Biden won, if I remember, I think they said he won by like 7 million. 7 million is basically Riverside County, not city, but the county of Riverside. I'll say that. Or Riverside, San Bernardino, whatever. The point is, that's not that many people in our counties, if you really do the math. And I thought about that one day. I said, if you really think about it, so basically 7 more million people cast the vote and he became president. That in itself is phenomenal. If you really, really, and because I used to hear people, I haven't heard this much, have heard it that much this time, but I used to hear it a lot about, it doesn't matter how I vote. It doesn't matter because the Electoral College, but I don't think people get the Electoral College is based on a winner take all, meaning you have to win you have to have more votes than the other candidate. That's called winner take all. So just like in California, we consider California a blue state. That's because there's so many more registered Democrats than there are Republicans in the state of California. That's the reason. And they vote. And we tend to be very strong on unions in California. So the point is, California is just but we're only one. We're only one state. It's not like we're the mahuff of all of them. We're considered a blue state. Texas is considered a red state. So you have states that they can tell by the numbers how that state is more than likely, and I do likely in quotes, to lean in that direction. But the truth is, we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. There's no way to know. There's no way to know. And now, Nanette, you said, you're so funny. She said she dislikes using his name. I'm pretty like on the about that too, because I don't know. We watched this on YouTube. This was yesterday on YouTube. Think about this. And I don't even know what it's called. Maybe Oliver can put it in here, but it was called. And he said he's going to go over the 70, no, on the 25 things that Trump has done. He got to 25 and he goes, okay, I'm going to go up to 50. He got to 50, then he went to 75. It was like, wow. Not to say that Biden hasn't done things. It's not trying to say that. He's saying, but the things he's doing is hurting people. It's not helping people. It's helping the rich, but it's not helping people. And then you said, when CNN was sold a couple of years ago, the new owner wanted to become like Fox Entertainment News. It has caused people to have left and boycott CNN, including yourself. Okay. Now, see, I didn't even know that part. Now, did you hear about the Washington Post? Did you hear about that? The Washington Post refused. They were in position to endorse Kamala Harris for president, and then they said we're not going to endorse any more candidates. Going forward, we're not endorsing anybody. There are people that were waiting for them to come out with that endorsement. Think about that. And that's how big that endorsement is. It can actually move, as they call it, quote unquote, move the needle. But the fact that they were going to endorse her is still big, even though they didn't come out and do it. And I believe the editor resigned when they didn't do it because they felt like they were cowardly. That's why they didn't do it. They were afraid of Trump. Well, I said the man's name. No, I'm only kidding. They were afraid of him. But that's telling you the power of money and power. That's just, I mean, it's a bad combination. When you have one is one thing, another, having money is one thing, having money and power. Electoral college was created for the good old boy system to stay in power. It could. Now, I'm not going to say it wasn't. I can't really say. I can't really say. I don't want to say because I don't know. And you could be right, but I know I can't say yay or nay on that because I don't know. Because it's not the popular vote. Because if you think about Al Gore won the popular vote and lost the election. He lost it to Bush. And then Hillary Clinton won the popular vote and lost the election. And she lost it to Trump due to the Electoral College. And I'm going to give the real brief Electoral College information for anyone who doesn't know what the Electoral College is. The Electoral College is a combination of how many, well, let me say this. Every state every state in the United States has 2 senators. Every state. Big, small, you can have 2 people in your state, you have 2 senators in your state. Now, the House of Representatives is based on population. It's not based on, we automatically get the 2 senators, but now it's the most popular, which California, the most populous state. So it's based on the population of that state. So you add up the number of representatives, which I believe ours is 56. We lost 2. And the number of representatives and our 2 senators. So that means we have a total of 58. Don't quote me on any of that because I can't remember the exact number. So don't. It's somewhere in that ballpark. I guarantee you, though. It's in there. So we would have 58 in our Electoral College. That's what that means. So you have to win California to take all 58 of those electors. So you win California, all those electors are yours. As you know, I'm sure you know enough, you watch TV enough, you need to hit 270 in order to be president. That's the magic number, 270. That's why you see they go red states, blue states, and all that, and they know how many electors are in every single state. Every single state, county wise, California. I don't know how they did this because California has 58 counties. Georgia has 168, I believe, counties. I don't know. Some Some have more, some have less. How they do that and divide that, I don't know that part. I have no clue how that all came about, the division of that. But the point is, I know that's what we have in California. Now they have redrawn the lines to allow, because our population has gone down. Many people are saying they can't afford to live here because as some people, but they'll say because the rent is too high, all these kind of things. The only thing is, I travel around the country. I've been blessed to be able to do that. And to be honest with you, everybody else is going up too. I see that, I see it, that it used to be, oh yeah, California is just, that was really high to live here and all that. It's we, I don't want to say how it happened, but I can tell you this: everybody's going up, not just California. Mm-mm. It used to be just California, not anymore. Now I did notice their gas was lower. Now the gas is significantly lower. It's like $2 a gallon lower everywhere but here. Gas was running three. I've seen this as low as 279. That's how, but housing, for the most part, housing is pretty much the same. There wasn't a big difference. So um let's see. Nanette, you said, yes, I heard how in Fox News papers have done that once again. YT, me, okay, what does YT mean? To keep their power, okay, and money, which we all know the newspaper business is dying and losing. Yeah, without a doubt, and losing money. You're right. Is that you think for YT? Okay, I know you're gonna help me out with that. Antonio says, "Hi Mary, hi Antonio," and then he goes, "Hi Nanette, hi Elaine." Antonio, the gang's all here. Antonio, and then he's going. He goes, "Hi Elaine," and then it goes, "Hi Antonio." You guys. Oh, Antonio has Christmas cards, right? Antonio, I forgot. We got to announce your Christmas cards. She goes, "Hi, Annette. I was going to tell you that my book is published on Amazon and my Kindle ebook is published on Amazon too." Good for you, Antonio. Where you going to talk about your Christmas cards? And he said, "And I was wondering if you would be interested in buying my book, Nanette." So I think that's for anybody. Am I right, Antonio? It doesn't matter. Anybody. And then Sheila. Hi, Sheila. I haven't seen you for a little while. Nice to see you. I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen. So Antonio's book is on Amazon. Can you put it in the chat, Antonio? The title of your book and how they can reach you, your website, so they can buy your Christmas cards. You can go on and advertise in here, Antonio. I don't mind. Let everybody know. Okay. Oh, is it? Okay, I didn't know that. See, I learned something new. I've seen it, but I don't think I looked it up. I didn't look it up. That's what it was. Okay. But Antonio said, "Hi, Sheila." So Antonio, put it all in there. Your website, where they can get your Christmas cards, and how they can get your book, and how they can get in touch with you. So that anybody that wants to buy and support Antonio with his Christmas cards, and I still have his artwork here too. That's me, my nose. What did I tell you guys last time? My nose started itching just out of nowhere. It does that. So, how will your life change after November the 5th? Will your life change is the question. Will your life change after November 5th? You tell me. Okay. How will your life change? Well, and Sheila, you said hi, Antonio. I know. So don't forget, Antonio, did you put it in there? I think his website is Antonio is it Hammond? Human, AntonioHuman.com. I think that's Antonio's website. So we definitely want to support Antonio. And tell your mom I said hi. I tell you. Hi, Lori. So, how will your life be different? Okay. Will and let me ask you this: will it matter to you? Will it matter who becomes president? Okay. We got to put his book in there, the title of his book, so we can support him. Will it matter? Say yes, it will matter, or no, it will not matter to me. Who becomes president? Yes, it matters, or no, it does not. Just put a yes or no on. Does it matter who becomes president? You guys may say no, maybe it doesn't matter. Yes, it matters, or no, it doesn't matter. Yes. Nanette, Nanette put it all caps. You say, yes, it matters. You are so funny, Nanette. Okay. Nanette said, yes, it matters. You said, Nanette, I need peace. Oh my goodness. All right. All right. Now, did everybody, I don't know if you guys heard the news today. Um, I didn't listen to the Republican, whatever happened at Levon. Hi, Levon. Yes, it absolutely matters. Oh, that's what I want to get your opinion. Remember what we're looking at and we're living, ladies and gentlemen, we're living history. This is history that we're living. His story. This is his story, but this is history. You will I will say tell your grandchildren about it. One day I asked one of our grandkids uh, something about who's president. The only president she'd ever known was Obama. Think about that. She never knew any other president because she was born, and by the time she knew herself, she knew him as president. There was never another president for her. That is something I never knew. I remember teaching history, and my students said, "Do you have to be a male and be a white male in order to be president?" I actually that night I took down every single picture of president on my wall. Took it down because it was telling my kids you aren't good enough if this is not what you look like. Okay, does it matter, Elaine? Elaine said, yes, yes, yes. I noticed when you guys say yes, it's all caps. It does matter, ladies and gentlemen. We are, anytime you're a leader, your spirit rains down on that organization and that group. Levon, yes, it does. Yes. You said, my life will definitely change. Okay, how's your life going to change? Depending on who's in that office. How is your life going to change? Because that's a very good point. What's going to change for you depending on who's in office? And I'm going to take this down about the prayer call. I hope I can take that down, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I don't have to take it down because I just want to make sure if you want to get on it, you can, and it's there for you. You can share it with your friends and family. That's why, like I said, if you're not already on the email list, get on that email list because I put this on here for you, but I'm not going to have a chance to text it out. I don't think so. Well, I shouldn't say that. I may have to text this out because I think we definitely need to be praying. I believe that. Okay. Nanette, you said when TGF occupied the White House, I had so much Nanette hate inside. It's too the counseling. You need counseling from the Holy Spirit. 2 years to get me spiritually healthy. Wow. That's saying something. And you said, if Kamala Harris wins, and I am believing she will, I believe we will have a level of recognition that we have not seen before. But I also know there will be far more challenges as well. Yeah. Yes. And then that you said, and away from hate. So that's what, and I think that's what they say he fans the flames of hatred. I don't think he fans a flame. I think he lights a fuse. I don't think it's about fanning anything. And then a lot of it, I think, if you got, it sounds like we all feel the same way. The fact that we feel like this, and this is a person that's running for president of the United States, in my opinion, just not good. 34 felony counts, lawsuits all around this country, people under his administration been arrested, imprisoned, all this. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I haven't heard of people in Biden's administration being. I'm not saying they are perfect. I'm not even trying to suggest that. I just haven't heard of them being arrested and prosecuted at the rate that I have of people that work for Trump. It sounded like they was all criminals. This is what it sounds like, or crooks or something. But what do I know? I can tell you this. This is unprecedented, as you know, and I know. I do think when Hillary Clinton ran, she took a lot of things for granted, and I don't think we're doing that this time. And so I don't get the impression nobody's taking anything for granted. Let me say that there is no taking anything for granted. There's not even one vote can be taken for granted, and that awakening, I think, is a good thing. I think that has been, if there's ever been a good thing to come from this, that has been a good thing, because we needed that. We were lackadaisical about it. We were very like, who cares? I actually have people say this: who cares who's president? I've heard them say it. So I do know we have come a long way. Levon says, if Kamala Harris wins, oh, I read that. I'm sorry. I'm going back. I'm just reading these. I'm just interested in how you guys think. What do you think about this? Nanette said away. And then you said, I screenshot all information you put up and informally during the show. Oh, so other folks can do the same. Yes, please do. Please do. You're welcome to. And remember, you can always see it. You can go back. I'm still here on YouTube. So this YouTube, I have never taken down one YouTube show. I don't care if I messed up. I don't care what happened. If, like some of you know, I was traveling and I did only like 10 minutes when I was at Atlanta airport. I didn't take that one down either. Whatever it is, in my opinion, it is. It's live. I'm live. It's not taped. And that's why I'm here during this time. And Nanette, you saying, actually, they're willing to do TGF bidding, which caused them, yeah. Look at Giuliani. Wow. But then again, I'm going to tell you, Giuliani is a good example of just don't say things. Don't say. Now, let me say this. Slan is, well, he's in that, well, not in it. The defamation lawsuit has already been settled. Defamation is either slander or libel. Slander is something you say, and libel is something you write. So here it is. He said these ladies. I know he regrets today. He did not have to say anybody's name, but when you call someone's name out now, that's a whole nother level. That's a whole nother level, because you have. I mean, like the lady said, she couldn't even go outside. She was scared for her life because they thought she had committed a crime, and she hadn't. But the point is, when you use someone's name, that's a defamation lawsuit. Can be. Well, there was obviously an attorney agreed with her, and I don't know if it was a jury or a judge. I don't know which one gave them that settlement. I think it was like $148 million. I'll take the New York apartment. That's the one I want. I said, New York apartment. Are you kidding me? I'm like, wow. I love New York, by the way. I love New York. So, if anybody here lives in New York, please let us know. Oliver and I we'll be going there. One of our granddaughters graduates this year, and she lives in New York, so we'll be going there. But I love New York. I love Midtown. I mean, I'm just. In another life, I must have been from New York. I can almost guarantee that. because I go there. It's almost like, because New York has a heartbeat. If you've never been there, you got to go. I believe everybody should go to New York at least once. I just believe that. Some people would say no, but I just believe it anyway. Okay, I miss you, Elaine. Oh, Elaine, you said better. We better care and do our best to get others to care. Also, that's a fact, Elaine. You know what I did when I sent that email out yesterday? Number one, as I mentioned to you guys, I prayed over it. But I also recognize, I said, if you can get one person to pick up the phone, call someone, make those calls, and I do believe more than one person is going to do it, by the way. When I looked at the open rate of the emails, I look at all this, by the way, so statistically, I'm always checking the statistics. The open rate was 52%. That means out of all the emails I sent, 52% opened it, which is huge, by the way. Then I looked at how many people clicked the links. So 52% opened it, 50% clicked the link. So to only 2% didn't click the links attached in the email. There's a lot of links in there. All you got, once you click one, then the system says, okay, you're interested in whatever it's in that email. And I was just looking at this. I said, so you don't really know. Hold on. I shouldn't say that. I may be able to look it up while we're talking. Of who, hold on. I can tell you if the numbers have gone up. Let me see. They have gone up. It's gone up. So the number of people that open, the open rate has gone up, and the numbers of people that click the link has gone up. Because it went out like, I think 5 something this morning or whatever it was, some early, first thing this morning. But let me go on. I want to make sure I get these comments in. He said, no, he doesn't. Who doesn't regret it, Nanette? Who doesn't? And Levon said, many of those who are part of the administration are in jail or not supporting him. A lot of the people right next to him said, no, don't put him back in office. That in itself should have been a red flag. And then Oliver says, hi, everyone. Thank you for joining the show and sharing your input and thoughts on this critical topic. We appreciate you. Thank you, babe. So Oliver, he just made it in. He got his comment in. So I want to say this to everybody. Even if you don't agree with my position on who should be president or whatever, that's not for me to decide. That's for you to decide. But the point is, vote. You got to vote. That in itself, as I talked about before, the fact that somebody risked their life so I could vote. And remember, women received the vote 50 years after Black men did in this country. So I'm kind of behind. But at the same time, now we're all one person, one vote type thing. Please vote. I can't stress that to you enough, because this country's dependent on you to vote. We're dependent on you to let your vote count and be counted. If you're not already registered, you can walk up the day of and you can get a provisional ballot and you can vote. And then they'll check that you haven't already been registered, and then that your vote will count in. If you haven't already registered, you can still vote. And I need to send an email out and let people know that. I love you. Thank you, each and every one of this, the fan club, the gang's all here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Be back next week, and we'll talk again about this important topic. I just want to make sure. Oh, Nanette, before I go, Nanette said, I was in New York in 1964. I was 10 years old. I went to the World's Fair. It was great. I also saw an armed robbery, and my cousins threw me into a doorway to protect me. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Thank you, Nanette. Bye, everybody. God bless you.